First stop, an old house in South Calcutta. I stopped the car. He did not get down, just lowered the window, kept looking at the house. For 10 minutes, tears kept flowing from his eyes, silently. Let us go. Next. Second stop, a primary school. The gate was locked. The playground inside was dark. He got down, slowly walked to a swing, sat on it, and gently started swinging. After 20 minutes, he came back and said, I taught here for 43 years, the best time of my life. Third stop, a small old coffee house. He went inside, ordered a cup of tea, sat alone at a corner table. He did not even touch the tea, just looked around. After 15 minutes, he returned with a faint smile. This is where I first met Italy, my wife, in 1969. Fourth stop, a large government hospital. He asked me to park, then looked at me and said, I will tell you the reason. I have stage 4 cancer. The doctor said a few weeks, maybe just a few days. Tonight I wanted to see my entire life one last time. I put my head on the steering wheel, started crying. He said, that house where I raised my children, that school where I found my purpose, that coffee house where I found love, the cremation ground where I said my final goodbye, and this hospital where I will now be admitted. There will be no return home. He placed 5,000 in my hand. Thank you. You took me through my life once again. My last stranger who treated me with kindness. I said, I can't take this. He replied, take it. I have no one left to give to it. My children have grown so distant, they don't even talk anymore. Friends are all gone, one by one. You gave me 3 hours of humanity. That is worth more than money. He picked up his small suitcase, went inside. The next day, I went to the hospital. I asked Mr. Anirudh Mukherjee, cabin 412. I went in with flowers. He smiled and he saw me. You came. I couldn't just leave you like that, I said. We talked for 2 hours about Mithali Devi, his students, his estranged children. I started visiting him every day. I would bring tea, read the newspaper to him, or just sit quietly. One day he said, I thought I would die alone, but you are here. In my final moments, a stranger became my family. You have my blessings. I held his hand. You are not alone. On Tuesday at 3:17, he passed away. I was sitting there, holding his hand. His last words were, tell everyone, look at strangers, truly look at them. We are all going somewhere, some fast, some slow. Show kindness along the way. You did it. You made my last days worth living. The monitor turned into a straight line. At his cremation, there were only 6 people. Me, 3 nurses, a lawyer, and 1 farmer student. 43 years of teaching, 52 years of marriage, 81 years of life, ending with 6 people. I said, Mr. Anirudh taught me every stranger is someone's entire world. Every passenger is a story. Every human being is living, dying, waiting for someone to truly see them. He gave me 5,000 to drive on the road of life, but what he taught me is worth far, far more than the money. Humanity is not an extra thing, it is everything. Even today, those 5,000 remain in my glove box. I have never spent them because every passenger might be on their last journey. He's a taxi driver. Every stranger might be saying their final goodbye. So now I try differently. I ask, I listen, I truly see people. The one elderly teacher once asked me for a gentle night, and a stranger chose to stay. Silent moments, unspoken truths. Ah, final closing is very, very realistic. 43 years of teaching, 52 years of marriage, 81 years of life, ending with 60. Three nurses, me, a lawyer, and a farmer student. Hmm. This is on the individual, okay? Something for all of us to ponder. Now, a dialogue with Ravana Bhagavan. When we are bringing out various examples for the Namosava, many of the examples have come from here, unknowingly. We would have read it, but unknowingly. Very serious probing deep, very serious. So 100% attention is necessary. It will help us when we chant, when we observe Maun, when we try to go through the mental chanting. A seeker once came to Ramana Maharshi in Arunachala, his face lined with exhaustion. He had spent years in practice, meditation, study, ritual. He had traveled from ashram to ashram, teacher to teacher, carrying the same question like a stone in his chest, like a stone in his chest. He sat before the master and asked, "What is the nature of consciousness?" Ramana did not answer immediately. He sat in silence, his eyes resting on the seeker with a gentleness that felt like recognition. Then he spoke, not with an answer, but with a question of his own. Who is asking, "What is the nature of consciousness?" Who is asking? The seeker blinked. He had come for clarity, not more confusion. He said, "Master, I came here to understand. I need to know." Ramana smiled softly. "The one who needs to know, who is that?" The seeker sat in silence, unsure how to respond. Ramana continued, "You search for consciousness as if it were an object hidden somewhere in the body or mind. Listen to this carefully. Most of us come across this question. And they say life force and consciousness. Life force is verifiable. Consciousness, so very important for all of us to search for this. You search for consciousness as if it were an object hidden somewhere in the body or the mind. You imagine it's a state you can reach through effort, a feeling of peace or light that will one day descend upon you. But this search itself is the confusion. The seeker nodded slowly, yes. I thought if I meditated long enough, if I stilled my mind completely, I would finally experience it. I would finally know what consciousness is. Ramana's voice was calm, unhurried. Then let us begin by understanding what conscious is not. He paused, letting the word settle. Consciousness is not the body. The body you had as a child is gone. The cells have changed. The skin has aged. The flesh you call yours today is not the flesh you called yours 10 years ago, but the one who witnessed the child's body, the one who witnesses this body now, has that witness ever changed? The seeker hesitated. No, the witness feels the same. Just so the body changes, ages decay, dies, but the witness of these changes remain untouched. So you are not the body. I will not continue. Consciousness is not the mind. The mind is like clouds drifting across the sky. Thoughts arise, thoughts dissolve. Yesterday you had thoughts that are gone today. Tomorrow you will have thoughts that do not exist yet. But consciousness, the vast sky in which these thoughts appear, does that ever come? Does that ever come or go? The seeker shook his head. No, it remains just so. Thoughts appear. Does that ever come and go? Sorry. Thoughts move, change, disappear. But consciousness is the sky, unchanging, always present, untouched by what passes through it. You are not the thoughts. You are the sky that watches them drift. The seeker's voice grew quieter, almost uncertain. Then what am I? If I am not my body, not my thoughts, not my feelings, am I nothing? Ramana leaned forward slightly, his gaze steady. You are not nothing. You are the presence that has never altered. Adorable presence. The body you had as a child is gone. The thought you had yesterday are gone. The emotions you felt last year have dissolved. But the I that witnessed the child's body, watched yesterday's thoughts, felt last year's emotions, has the I ever moved? The seeker sat very still. Something beneath the noise of his searching began to stir, not as an answer, but as a recognition. Ramana's voice softened. Consciousness is not an experience. All experiences come and go. Joy arises and fades. Pain arrives and dissolves. But the peace comes and leaves. But the one who knows these experiences, the one who is aware of joy, aware of pain, aware of peace, that one has never gone or come. That one is consciousness. The seeker's breath slowed. He asked, how do I find this unchanging? Where do I look? Ramana's answer was immediate, gentle, final. You do not find it. You are it. The search itself is the obstacle. The seeker leaned forward, his hands gripping his knees. Then what do I do? If the search is the obstacle, how do I stop searching? Ramana's eyes had a quiet light. You do not stop searching by effort. You see through the search. Ask yourself, who am I? Not as a mantra to repeat, not as a question to answer with the mind, but as a living inquiry that turned the attention back to its source. The seeker nodded, eager now. I am the one who is sitting here listening to you. Ramana's voice was patient. And who is aware of the one sitting? Sorry. Who is aware of the one sitting? Who observes and listens? The seeker paused. I am. Yes, but who is this? I you speak of? Is it the body that sits, the mind that listens, or something deeper? The seeker closed his eyes, trying to grasp it. I am the one who thinks, who watch, and who watches the thoughts? I do. Then you are not the thoughts. You are the watcher. But who is the watcher? The seeker opened his eyes, frustration keeping his voice. Every time I think I have found, it slips away. Then I name is not the real I. Ramana's eyes returned, smiles returned. Exactly. The I that can be named is not the true self. The true self is the one who remains when all names dissolve. He continued, his voice steady and clear. The body says, I am hungry. The mind says, I am thinking. The emotions say, I am angry. But who knows the hunger? Who knows the thinking? Who knows the anger? That witness. That is the I that cannot be named. That is consciousness. The seekers are very still. Then how do I rest in it? Ramana's answer was simple. You already are. You have never left. You say, he is there, he has been there. The question is not how to reach it, but how to stop pretending you are something else. The seeker's voice dropped into a whisper. But I feel so identified with my thoughts, my body, my life. How do I break free? You do not break free. You see that you are never bound. Bondage is created by misidentification. You believe you are the wave, and so you fear dissolving back into the ocean. But you were always the ocean. The wave is just a temporary shape. The seeker asked, can you give me an example, something I can hold on to? Ramana nodded. Imagine a movie projected on a screen. The seeker's attention sharpened. He knew the image well. Ramana continued. On the screen, there is fire, water, joy, suffering. Armies march across the landscape. Lovers embrace. Cities burn to ash. Heroes rise and fall. But tell me, does the fire burn the screen? Does the water wet it? Does the joy make the screen happy? The seeker shook his head. No. The screen is untouchable. It only reflects what is projected upon it. Just so the body is the movie, the mind is the movie, the world is the movie, but you, consciousness, you are the screen, the seeker's breath caught. So all my suffering, all my searching, all my confusion, these are just movements on the screen. And the screen has never been disturbed by any of it. The screen does not cling to the drama. It does not resist the tragedy. It does not celebrate the triumph. It simply is. The seeker's voice trembled slightly. But if I am the screen, why do I feel so identified with the movie? Why does the pain feel so real? Ravana's gaze was unwavering. Because you have forgotten the screen and believed yourself be the character in the movie. You have mistaken the reflection for the reality. You watch the character suffer and think I am suffering. You watch the character succeed, think I am successful. But the screen was never the character. The screen was never was always just a screen. The seeker asked, then how do I remember? I'm the screen. You do not remember, you inquire. When suffering arises, ask to whom does this suffering come? Who is standing? When joy arises, ask to whom does this joy come? The answer will always be to me. Then ask, who am I? Do not accept any answer from the mind gives. Keep asking until the question itself dissolves. Ramana's voice grew softer, almost a whisper. Freedom is not found by changing the movie. Freedom is realizing. Freedom is not by changing the movie. Freedom is realizing you were never the movie. You were always the screen. The seeker sat in silence. The weight of years of seeking began to lift. Because, not because he found an answer, but because he had stopped believing in the question. Ramana's final instruction was clear. Do not take this as philosophy. Inquire. Ask who am I? Until the question itself dissolves. What remains is the answer. Not in words, but in being. The seeker bowed, no longer searching for an answer outside himself. The seeker walked away, not with new knowledge, but with the recognition of what was always present. Consciousness is not attained, it is realized at the ground of our experience. The search ends where it began, in the silent witness that has never moved. Ramana Maharshi revealed the nature of consciousness through a timeless dialogue with the seeker. In his teachings, he dissolves the common misconception about what consciousness is. It is not the body, not the mind, not an experience to be attained. Instead, consciousness is the unchanging witness that observes our experience. Through the powerful analogies of the sky and clouds, the screen and the movie, Ramana guides us to the direct realization that we are not the thoughts, emotions, or sensations we identify with. We are the awareness that watches them all. This is the foundation of Advaita Vedanta and self-inquiry, Atma Vichar. When you understand that consciousness is not something to be found, but something you already are, the entire spiritual search transforms. The question, who am I, becomes not a mantra to repeat, but a living inquiry that turns your attention back to its source. There's a lot of difference between inquiry and inquire. Reflection, going within, investigation. That turns your attention back to its source. So when Papa said utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. It is in the stillness that you know and realize God. God as consciousness. Utterance of God's name is to ultimately make the mind still, free from all thoughts. So we are now trying to interpret it. Nama chanting is also a thought. That thought wipes away all other thoughts. And this thought also goes. And then we become aware of the subtract. Again we come back. Again we try. Again we come back. Again we try. This will slowly make us aware of the subtract. And this is also called the space, great void. When we come back, we'll take it up again. It's a very, very space between thoughts. Observe carefully. When Papa says, one chanting and the other chanting, there's a gap. Ultimately, he is leading us to that. His consciousness. By concentrating your mind on the sound of the name, the mind absorbs the name and thereafter mental repetition starts. Silent repetitions, of course, more efficacious, but it is very difficult where there are external disturbances. It needs perfect solitude. When Ramnam is repeated mentally, the mind becomes gradually still. And the repetition stops when the mind is perfectly still. The repetition stops when the mind is perfectly still. It does not remain still for a long time. And the moment it is disturbed, repetition of Ramnam starts again. The effort now is to lengthen the period of the stillness. That is from the time Ramnam stopped till it started again. By constant practice, the duration of the stillness is increased until at last it becomes permanent. Stillness, no, we can say stillness, space, silence, all are all synonyms of consciousness. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance. Once another the same, once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness. Which is at once cosmic and supercosmic in nature. Once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness, which is at once cosmic and supercosmic in nature. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. Stillness of the mind is essential in order to experience absolute peace and bliss. A wandering mind cannot see God. It must become still. Still the waves of the mind see the Atman. After attaining the Atman, you see that all this is Brahman. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still. This has to be hammered. In the stillness it is that you know and realize God. Bhajan, Kirtan, Namasmaran are all means to that end. You have to repeat, chant or sing the name, no doubt, for a certain period. After that, repetition must cease. The mind must become perfectly still. In the stillness, duality is transcended. The repeated and the repeated, the devotee and God become one. Mauna helps in calming the mind. When you talk too much, the mind is in a world. External Mauna gives you internal Mauna or stillness of the mind. The purpose of Maunas is this, is not mere mechanical control of speech. Out of silence, Mauna, tremendous forces are released, wonders are worked. Learn to be silent.
The same thing picked up in my mind.
There are many, many to be taken.
It's all
Bhajan must lead you into silence. It is not merely outer silence, but inner silence, silence of the mind. What is principally required is the withdrawal of the mind from without to within, which means that the restless and roaming nature of the mind must be totally arrested by right thought, right contemplation, right meditation. The mind has to settle down, and the uncontrolled dynamics of it must be brought under subjection. When we recede into the depth of silence within us, we arrive at the true basis of our life. When we recede into the depths of silence within us, we arrive at the true basis of our life. We discover that from this source, all life and manifestation have come forth in their amazing variety and multiplicity. It is at this source that we discover the eternal fountain of peace and joy. When the mind has worries, you say, I have worries. All these are Papa's books. When the mind says, when the mind has worries, you say, I have worries. Watch the dynamics of the mind. When the detachment from it is perfect, the mind disappears. You will be in a state of perfect bliss. Now you rise above the body consciousness. The bliss you enjoy will remain at all times and in all conditions, and physically active or at rest. There will be no turning back to your old life of ignorance and confusion. You will live, move, and have your being in the eternal. You will always be in the awareness of the self, consciousness. Realizing that you are the self or Brahman, you move and act in the world. This is the highest attainment. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them, become the observer of them. Then you will realize that you are the eternal witness. The body is not yourself. Identification with the body will go, witness consciousness will be attained. Mostly you can practice it when you are in meditation. When you are active and moving about, it is difficult to maintain that consciousness. Many rules have to be observed for control of mind. Observance of silence is one of them. Who is observing silence? Let us try to find out. Who is observing silence? Who am I? Sit silent, detach yourself from the mind, watch its activities. The watcher is the real you, the self immortal. You must dive deep and realize the self. We cannot define truth. It is unthinkable, indescribable, undefinable. From the thought plane, we cannot realize it. Truth is silence. The best way you can express the truth is by means of silence. Man's quest for happiness can end only by his realizing the fountain of eternal joy residing within himself. The sooner you realize, the better for you. Repeat the name as a means to that end. You must still the mind. We were just wondering how Papa is leading us now, stage by stage. Normally, in our Namosava, we never used to think about all this. Today, when Shreya telephoned, they were very particular that every half an hour we should have at least 2 minutes. This is what Papa wants us. Repeat the name as a means to that end. You must still the mind and be free from the sense of duality. Know that you and the God you worship are one and the same. Transcend name, form, duality. There is no otherness for you. Fear leaves you. The consciousness of the self dawns in you, and you are liberated from the clutches of desire and ignorance, from the clutches of bondage, misery, pain, sorrow. This is the goal you have to reach. So we will have it in Bombay day after tomorrow. Every session, first we will have the question, the example in one line. Then the chanting starts. After 15 minutes again, the question will be repeated. And at the end of 7 minutes, you will stop. One line from this will be read out. But only have. The mind that listens loud to the divine name is at once arrested. It stops its distracting activities, becomes completely still. Plus 5 seconds. Then everybody sits. So they are preparing the mind with Nama chanting. Those who are successful in arresting all other thoughts and concentrate on these thoughts, they come and sit. Then the words of Papa is reminded. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still. And we make a trial for 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. The mind will run right. After again, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the next session starts. Question, chanting, the question. Again at 27 minutes, we stop. 3 minutes, trying to begin. When the 10 sessions are over, those who are blessed to have something of it, not only they will know the importance of chanting, not only they will know that the chanting is to connect with our daily life, but they will also know the ultimate end is to still the mind and realize its presence. Because nowadays the growing tendency is there in the minds of youngsters, people who are working in this IT field, corporate concern. They all go for vipassana. They all go for anything that talks about silence or stillness. Many go. They want to enter into it straight away. Papa also wants to go to it ultimately, but since the mind is always turbulent, he prescribed another method called this nama. In the vipassana or the another thing, silence, suddenly we start thinking about consciousness. The risk involved is the mind will be playing again another game. But here we find the mind is tamed. The mind is trained to go along with the nama. And indirectly it is motivated to find another quotation for power. Go on repeating Ram Nam continuously without any break. The method of approach through sound has been found to be the easiest. As soon as the mind is absorbed in it, that is the sound, we rise higher to a state of superconscious, where there is absolute soundlessness. Think about it. What does it mean? The sound that you hear is what comes out of the infinite silence. Huh? Ah. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound. We tune ourselves to the sound produced by it, and through the sound, this is very important, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. So the sound must possess us. The sound is the first movement of the motionless. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound produced by it. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. When we tune ourselves to the sound, when we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound produced by it. Yes. And through the sound, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. That means simultaneously we experience. So the sound must possess us, enter into the perfect stillness within us. The sound is the first movement of the motionless. Motionless is silence, stillness, consciousness absolute. Mm. And he declares, once the mind ceases to be restless, meaning what? Stillness. Being free from thoughts and desires. That moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness. Which is at once cosmic and supercosmic in nature. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the true eternal. So we are happy that to know that how Papa is leading us by giving us this concept of Namosava. Understanding that's all. Probably he wanted us to train our mind for a long time. Our mind is always trying to place itself in persons, objects, and situations. Never the source from which the mind has come. If it was told to us previously, we would not have listened to it. But now probably he feels that a stage is slowly emerging in the minds of all devotees or many other devotees, that a serious search should be made of the real, subtle and mysterious power in us. Yeah. And he is now giving us improve, improve, improve. The first Namosava in Ashram, second Namosava in Tiruvannamalai, third Namosava in Hyderabad, now fourth in Bombay. First, what was our thinking? He made us to go through that again. And now, fifth next month, when we are going to have, he's giving some more, some more, some more. Each one is taking us a little more closer to the reality. Yeah, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So the first article, Ramana's, very difficult. It's purely an inward journey. So no external support. Inquiry, use the word inquiry. So with the help of Ramna, we try. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. We try to feel that. Yeah. Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai. Hari Om, Hari Om. With Ramana's speech, we did some research that we will share it with you. Help us a lot.